Why did you want to come out here and send
their
this message?
message? It is a message of a call for justice, for swift justice for George Floyd, for systemic justice for all brown and black people who have been under the knee of this country in ways that we have witnessed time and again. This is wrong. And this rising up, this spontaneous uprising of people, mostly half my age or younger, they're the ones we should be listening to.
And they're angry at the president.
They're so angry.
They're angry at the president. So what is your message to President Trump today?
Well, I've given up speaking to President Trump. We need to replace President Trump. We need leadership that will lead us in the ways that this country deserves.
Thank you. Thank you.
Man, these people, they're nuts. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got to talk about this viral story going around involving this woke female bishop who had the very stunning and brave idea to insert her far left progressive agenda into the national prayer service. And after just showing you that clip at the very beginning, is anybody surprised? Absolutely not. The haircut kind of gives it away, right? They always look the same. But she essentially ended up going after and calling out the Donald Trump administration, saying she hopes he has mercy. I don't even want to repeat it, man, it's absolute garbage. But he has mercy on gay, lesbian, trans youth, and illegal migrants. The fact she got up there and said that stuff is an absolute disgrace. Now, before I show you any of the stuff that happened, if you could, as always, make sure to leave a like rating, as it really helps out the video. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video. Comment on this video, share this video, follow my socials down below in the description, and let's all take a look at this very lovely woman.
Let me make one final plea, Mr. President. Millions have put their trust in you. And as you told the nation yesterday, you have felt the providential hand of a loving God. In the name of our God, I ask you to have mercy upon the people in our country who are scared now. There are gay, lesbian, and transgender children in Democratic, Republican, and independent families, some who fear for their lives. And the people who pick our crops and clean our office buildings, who labor in poultry farms and meat packing plants, who wash the dishes after we eat in restaurants and work the night shifts in hospitals, they may not be citizens or have the proper documentation. But the vast majority of immigrants are not criminals. They pay taxes and are good neighbors. They are faithful members of our churches and mosques, synagogues, wadara, and temples. I ask you to have mercy, Mr. President, on those in our communities whose children fear that their parents will be taken away, and that you help those who are fleeing war zones and persecution in their own lands to find compassion and welcome here.
Yeah, I think the reaction from JD Vance is very relatable, right? I think all of us would have done the same. I tell you, these woke leftists, they are always the same. It is embarrassing, and because of all of this, and rightly so, she is getting a lot of backlash. I find it very weird that a female bishop will stand up there and defend the whole idea of trans kids, which isn't a thing anyway, but when you sit here and think about what these kids go through and the whole process of transitioning, it is anything but holy. It is demonic. Also, what about the illegal migrants that do come into America and actually do bad things to people, innocent people? Yeah, again, always the same, but Donald Trump has also responded to this. He posted the following on Truth Social. The so-called bishop who spoke at the National Prayer Service on Tuesday morning was a radical left hardline Trump hater. She brought her church into the world of politics in a very ungracious way. She was nasty in tone and not compelling or smart. She failed to mention the large number of illegal migrants, because they always do this, that came into the country, and people, many were deposited from jails and mental institutions. It is a great crime wave that we have taken place in the USA. Apart from her inappropriate statements, the service was a very boring and uninspiring one. She is not very good at her job. I completely agree. She and her church owe the public an apology. Yeah, you gotta love the fact that meme posts are back from the president, right? The fact that he can call things out with zero F's given is amazing. What she said has no place there. And as always, these woke leftist liberals, they let their emotions get the better of them, so they have to do something ridiculous like that. And because now she's in a lot of controversy, she is running to places like CNN and The View. Let's take a look at this clip on Fox News where they talk about this whole situation.
Here she is last night on CNN explaining what she wanted to do.
I was speaking to the president because I felt that he has this moment now where he feels charged and empowered to do what he feels called to do. And I wanted to say, you know, there is room for mercy. There's room for a broader compassion. We don't need to portray with a broad cloth in the harshest of terms some of the most vulnerable people in our society.
So Trump wants an apology, and he made that clear. He said the so-called bishop who spoke at the National Prayer Service on Tuesday morning was a radical left hardline Trump hater. She brought her church into the world of politics in a very ungracious way. She was nasty in tone and not compelling or smart. She failed to mention the large number of illegal immigrants that came into our country and killed people. Many were deposited from jails and mental institutions. It's a giant crime wave that is taking part in the USA. Apart from her inappropriate statements, the service was very boring and uninspiring. She is not very good at her job. She and her church owe the public an apology. You got this historic moment. She decides to give a lecture. A self-important person who probably had AOC jot some notes down before.
You know what? I mean, she has every right to her opinion. We all have an opinion on this issue.
Right.
But I don't like it when ministers bring politics into the pulpit and try to lecture you. So I agree with you. Maybe pull him aside after the service and say, Mr. President, may I talk to you for a little bit?
Yeah, look, if she really does truly care about these issues she claims to care about, she could have easily, after the prayer service, pulled Trump to the side and said, look, I have these views on XYZ, and spoken to him in a calm way. But she also knew she would make headlines from this. Let's be real about it. She knew the cameras were rolling. Do you think if the cameras weren't there, she would have done it? No. But as I mentioned, this wasn't the only time she appeared on TV. Oh no, she went and joined the cackling hens on The View who love anything that goes against Trump so they can express their Trump derangement syndrome. Man, I tell you, their husbands must be suffering 100%. Let's think about it for a second, dudes. If we married the type of woman that is on The View, I think every single one of us would be drinking ourselves to sleep every single night. But let's briefly go ahead and check out what happened on The View. And I say very briefly because I don't really want to listen to the cackling hens more than I have to, because remember, I have to go ahead and edit this video, so listening to their voices, nah. I'd rather not. I'd rather not do it, but take a watch.
You seem to have more fearlessness than anyone in Congress right now, ma'am. What made you decide to use that opportunity for this message, or didn't you have any apprehension about it?
My response, thank you, first of all, for allowing me to be with you today. My responsibility that morning, yesterday morning, was to reflect, to pray with the nation for unity. And as I was pondering what are the foundations of unity, I wanted to emphasize respecting the honor and dignity of every human being, basic honesty and humility. And then I also realized that that unity requires a certain degree of mercy and compassion and understanding. And so knowing that a lot of people, as I said, in our country right now are really scared, I wanted to take the opportunity in the context of that of service for unity to say we need to treat everyone with dignity. And we need to be merciful. And I was trying to counter the narrative that is so divisive and polarizing, and in which real people are being harmed.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm known as a philosopher, right? A great mind. When people listen to me, they write it down. So write this one down. Quote from me. You know, when you've eaten something that doesn't go down too well with you, makes your stomach hurt, and then suddenly you have to run to the toilet. Well, what you leave behind in the toilet is the same thing as what you just heard there. The political agenda, the messaging she included in there has nothing to do with unity. She is lying through her teeth there. It only causes division. You know, have these people not got the message, everybody, just about everybody anyway, unless you are a radical woke leftist like this female bishop, is done with woke. They want nothing to do with it. I think Trump winning the election is a big sign that people are finished with it. It's like, I don't know if you can relate to this, but society is just trying to move away from all of this woke nonsense, and we have these people who continually just want to drag us back into it. We're tired of it. We're done. Leave it. This is also, by the way, how high the level of Trump derangement syndrome has to be within somebody for them to go ahead and stand up and say the stuff that she did. I tell you, when Trump won the election, I can guarantee you, she started crying. But leave your thoughts down below, ladies and gentlemen. What are your thoughts on what she said? Do you think she was trying to unite people? Was it all part of unity? I'd like to know. If you have enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like rating. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video. Comment on this video, share this video. But until next time, until tomorrow, it has been your host JD. Have a great day, stay safe, and I'm out. Peace. What a joke.